What is up, YouTube? Thank you for tuning into another episode. Today we're going to be talking about something very important. What to do if you've got a lot of haters and trolls on the internet. If you've got a big following on social media like me, you are going to have different cycles where you're constantly exposed to different types of hate on the internet. It could be something as simple as a viral post, could be something maybe a little bit more controversial. The point is, there will be times where people are angry on the internet and they're gonna attack you. And knowing how to deal with these issues and how to maintain your mental health and some tactics about how to respond to them is something very, very important for anyone who's trying to build a personal brand, as well as companies who need to deal with bad reviews, whether it's on Yelp or Google, and how to deal with angry customers, because we're living in very tense times. A lot of people are on edge, and the only place where they have to go is the internet. So they're gonna dump all their shit out onto the internet, onto you, onto your brand. So let's jump in. There's a lot of positive things about the internet. The internet has changed my life for the better. But when you are the subject of an attack and you've got trolls or haters or doxers in hundreds, sometimes even thousands of cohorts, this can be very detrimental to your mental health. It's a bomb, and you basically remove their power by creating a little bit more of a lighthearted, humorous environment. They don't have room to come up with a counterattack. They're completely confused. What they're likely to do is just move on to their next target. They're not gonna even want to fuck with you anymore. Now, why I also like this strategy is because it shows your audience that you don't give a shit about the haters. Whenever I see people jumping in the comments, attacking, going on offense, saying fuck you to this troll, I immediately lose credibility for that celebrity or influencer. I look at them like, what an emotional basket case. Like, you're the one putting yourself on Instagram getting 20 million views. If you can't take the haters, you shouldn't be in the game. Very simple. Now, the third thing that I subscribe to the most is find ways you can agree with your hater on something. Let's look at a couple of LinkedIn messages and tweets where this has happened. Now, what I do is, let's say the LinkedIn message is, Ben, you're a dumbass douche, and data is a currency, but you're wrong and you don't know jack shit. How I would respond to that is finding something we can at least agree on. Hey, John, I agree with you. Currency is data, or data is currency. But I just want to remind you that you're not obligated to agree with anything I say. So let's look at an example of how to find something you can both agree on to also diffuse the situation, or I diffuse the bomber or attacker or cyber terrorist. So what I do is, let's say somebody attacks one of my posts, and I'm going to show you an example. They basically go on a rant and they call me a bunch of names and call me a douche and call me an asshole, but there's something there that I can agree with. And it might be a topic, it might be a belief, it might be something as stupid and silly as, the weather is great outside. I generally respond with something like, hey, I really appreciate your perspective. I agree with you. The weather is really nice outside. It's something that we can both agree on, no matter how fucking crazy this person is. We have something we can agree on. They're gonna lose their mind. Inside, they're gonna go, what is wrong with this guy? I just attacked him. Now he's agreeing with me. That is the biggest weapon for taking out a cyber bully terrorist. Find something you agree on. Now, once you do that, they probably won't even be able to reply. They may just stop following you. They may be so embarrassed, they're gonna move on to something else. Again, you're gonna earn extra points with your fans and your audience. They're likely to like that reply and comment, and I'm sure they're gonna want to support you or defend you if there is another attack. The thing to remember, and why you should stay positive if you are the victim of any type of attack or cyberbullying, the internet has a very short attention span. There's so much content and news cycles moving at crazy speeds that someone is not likely to remember the incident in 24 hours, let alone 5 hours. So what my recommendation is, sleep it off, turn your devices on airplane mode, and literally ride it out. If we look at celebrities who've done this, from Charli D'Amelio, the biggest TikTok star in the game, to some of the really shitty stuff that Logan Paul has done, this guy has literally been able to rebuild his credibility and his brand after continuously doing such stupid shit on the internet. Now, I'm not recommending you do any of that, and I don't know him, so I can't personally tell you whether he's an asshole or not. But what I can tell you is he has lost a lot of brand deals and business for the way he's conducted himself on the internet, He's gotten a ton of hate, he's gotten tons of attacks, and he still is one of the top influencers on the internet. So that just goes to show you that everything passes with time. So even if you're feeling stressed out in the moment, let it pass. It's going to be okay. Here's what you should not be doing: engaging in a defensive strategy or attacking them back. Defending yourself, saying, "You're wrong, I'm not fat and ugly," or "You don't know shit, you fucking troll." That makes you look silly. Don't do that. Ignore, engage with humor, find somewhere you can level with them, or just move on. But don't engage with anger and hate and trolls, nor delete. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to businesses. What should businesses be doing if you are the subject of some attack or negative reviews on your business, whether it's Google Places, whether it's Yelp or Facebook? My advice and strategies are totally different than for personal brands. If you are a business and you are getting a legitimate bad review, and by legitimate you can usually tell whether they're using all caps or lower caps or lots of exclamation points or bad spelling and grammar. If you're seeing some of those signs, that generally is a troll. That's not a legitimate bad review. So if it is a legitimate bad review and this person looks like just a disgruntled customer, you have to reply. You have to take this very seriously. It's your business, it's your reputation. You need to defend that more than ever, especially in difficult times when we're in a downward economy and there's way more competition than ever, and there's a million other business owners who are willing to steal your customers and provide a better service. Now, here's my advice for dealing with them. First thing, always argue the facts. So you can reply to a negative review, thank them for doing it, you want to be cordial, you do not ever want to attack back, and say, "I appreciate your comments, we're sorry to hear you had a negative experience," presuming it had to do with their experience in the restaurant or the business that you run, and immediately offer to resolve the situation. I like to do it over a phone call because I just don't want to be doing all this back and forth in writing where they leave a crazy long review, I reply, it's another crazy long reply. I like to work it out as quickly as possible, and my personal style is doing that over the phone. Sometimes you may have someone who's just not willing to do that, but in most cases, I find that people who are sane and level-headed will jump on the phone with you. Now, the thing to remember when you are a business and you are getting negative reviews is put yourself in the customer's shoes. If you are able to resolve this, there is a good chance they will delete the review. They're generally hot and heated in the moment. They think they have all the leverage. They're gonna dump all this shit about you on the internet and it's gonna hurt your reputation, whatever. It's likely them being very impulsive. Maybe they drank a little too much vino, or maybe they're just all riled up. Give them also 24 hours, give them the benefit of the doubt, let them calm down a little bit before also jumping into defend yourself or, saying, they're wrong, you're right. Put yourself in their shoes, have some empathy, try to understand that person might be going through a shitty time as well. To wrap things up, my recommendation is always be positive, whether you're a personality, a personal brand, or a business. Try to engage with a more positive, cordial approach versus attacking back. It never works. It always makes you look silly. It's important you do this for your mental health. It's important to have a strong foot on the ground when you do get attacked, and you also have a strategy how to deal with it. Remember, it doesn't have to be right now. You don't have to reply that very moment. It's okay to turn off your devices, go on airplane mode, and deal with some of the haters tomorrow. There's no rule book or playbook that says you have to engage right now. And I think most of the time when I've seen celebrities or influencers make missteps, it's usually they were also very emotional, they were hot and bothered in the moment, they wrote that stupid tweet, they wrote that bad negative comment. So just let it breathe. Let it breathe and let your emotions calm down, then engage neutral. Now, as for the cyber bullies out there, you know who you are, and I don't like you guys. I was the victim of a lot of physical bullying in my lifetime, especially when I was younger, and I know how shitty that feels for people, and it really leaves a lot of emotional scars on all of us. To all the cyber bullies out there, put your energy in somewhere else. It's not worth it. It's gonna do nothing for you in the long run. And a lot of the people who are likely to implement my tactics and strategies, they're not gonna ignite you anymore anyway. So we're gonna marginalize you to the point where you don't even exist on the internet. Now, if you are the victim of cyberbullying or you've been attacked with any hate on the internet, comment below. I'd love to help you or understand where you're at on your journey. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in.